Good morning,
Biomedcast!
Biomedcast! Welcome back to season 4 with new faces. I'm Irene,
I'm Sahana.
and today we're going to be introducing our. Right. So today we're going to be introducing our new Biomedcast.
Yes. We're kicking off this season with
Yeah. Go. It's okay.
we're kicking off this season with talking about all about science, all about student life.
Pop culture, and there's a lot waiting
A
for
lot
you.
more coming. I don't know what I'm saying, guys.
and I'll do that again. And there's a lot.
Just a short circuit.
And there's a lot coming for you. So, but today I actually have a story to talk to you about. So a few years ago, okay, I went to the doctors talking to them about some like cycle issues, my menstrual cycle. And then the doctor was like, yo, it's just stress. Like, college, high school, stress, just stress. And then I went back and then they were like, oh, it's just hormones, don't worry about it. And then very recently, I finally got diagnosed with endometriosis.
Oh my god, how long did that diagnosis take though?
Like a year and a half?
Oh my god.
No, but what for? Like, I suffer for a year and a half just for them to tell me it's endometriosis?
Like your care got delayed for like a year and a half. Like that does not make sense to me.
No, and you know what I think about? Like, why does women's health matter so little to everyone?
Exactly. Like if you think about it, women make up like more than half of the population, no?
So today, let's talk about the pink tax,
The pink tax, period.
period.
Know that this issue, like women being like not focused in like medical research and medical like care, it hasn't been happening only now, like it's like historically women have been really underrepresented in medical care as well as research.
Actually, I heard about this. Did you know that most research they're like mainly conducted on males? And then they're just like
Yeah.
expected to apply to us
Yeah,
too?
like that doesn't make sense to me. Like if it's like if research is catered to male bodies and that same application is being used in women, obviously the women's bodies are not going to take it well, like
Exactly. And there were like a lot of concerns that the menstrual cycles, periods, pregnancies, hormonal fluctuations would make data more complicated. But then like that means that the male body won't be able to be applied to us.
yes, exactly, because male bodies just don't go through those cycles. Like it is important for research to be done in like menstrual care and like pregnancies and women's hormones, but I guess it's just not done as much. Don't.
Science is a male dominated field, right?
Yeah.
So often people think that we just don't need to be included.
Exactly. Like
But
that's
why?
that's so sad. Like, but why?
Exactly. Women in male fields.
Women in male-dominated fields like
No,
that
okay, STEM girlies deserve
better.
Exactly.
STEM girlies in general, we deserve better.
We deserve better,
We
right?
deserve better medical care.
And don't get us wrong. This is not like we hate men.
Yeah, we don't
misogyny.
hate men. We
Okay.
just want better
We
care.
just want better for us.
Yeah.
right? And for centuries, women's pain and symptoms were actually attributed to just emotions rather than physical illness.
Like that's so dismissive.
Like, have you ever heard about how like postpartum depression was just known as
Oh
hysteria?
my god. Yeah, like that's so sad. And like ha- have you okay, funny question. Have you heard about the Salem witch trials?
Yes.
So from my research I found that a lot of people who were labeled as witches, a lot of women who were labeled as witches were just women who were trying to speak up about their pain, and they were then labeled as witches because um, mostly men leaders of villages and settlements would label women's like outreach for like help as hysteria or like, oh no, they're witch, like that's
Yeah.
so sad.
Yeah, and then now, translating to modern day, we are labeled as more emotional, more anxious, more likely to exaggerate discomfort, better able to tolerate pain, though. So, in the end, we get dismissed. Pink tax in
Exactly,
healthcare.
yeah. Like just because women can um take the pain I guess, in a like lack of a better word to say, but like um just because women can handle the pain doesn't mean that they should be handling the pain, you
Yeah,
know?
and let's talk about how this affects our diagnosis today,
Yeah.
right? We're always just labeled that it's probably just stress, just anxious, hormonal, overthinking. You should just relax, right? How many times have we heard that?
God, it's just
Okay.
stress.
But then conditions frequently affected by dismissal, stuff like endometriosis, right? Autoimmune diseases, heart diseases even, just because the symptoms differ from the classic male presentation. And this
Yes.
isn't only in this field of medicine. It's also in mental health,
Exactly.
which is crazy.
Crazy work, bro. Like,
Yeah.
um, one thing I found was that, you know how it's, you know how like men, it's a common disease in men is heart attacks, like myocardial infarctions, right? But from my research, I actually found out that a lot more women actually go through heart attacks. It's just not recorded and not like because women present symptoms like much more differently than men because for women it may present as a shoulder pain, back pain, like just like everyday aches, you know, and end up there's like the mortality rate of women like for heart attacks are like obscenely high because women just don't get like treatment at the like right time and right place.
Because it's systematic now. We've also been conditioned to not really look into these symptoms,
Exactly.
right? So I'm actually going to test you. A little segment, is it real symptom or is it just stress? Okay, so the initial complaint
Shoot.
is severe pelvic pain, painful periods, and pain during sexual intercourse. Do you think that's really a symptom or is it just stress?
Of course it's a symptom, like
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, but doctors can say that it's just normal menstrual cramps, stress,
my
anxiety,
God.
just low pain tolerance, just take it. And really, it could potentially be endometriosis.
Yeah, it can be endometriosis. It can be sometimes ovarian torsion
Cysts.
or ovarian
Yeah.
cysts can present as like cramps and
Yeah.
like extreme menstrual pain. But
Like-
like doctors just dismiss it as like it's just cramps.
Mm.
It's just menstrual pain. Like that doesn't make sense to me.
Exactly. Why is severe pain during menstruation so normalized?
Yeah.
For our audience that's not familiar, could you please explain endometriosis?
Okay.
So,
Actually, we have like a segment like we are gonna explain like the different.
I'll just say it now.
Yeah, can.
So endometriosis, right, is a condition where tissues similar to the lining of your uterus, the endometrium, happens outside and can cause
Yeah.
cysts also, right?
Cysts, it can
And
cause.
cysts can be both benign or
Yeah,
malignant.
it can cause connective tissues of the endometriosis to fuse with other tissues in the body, causing the extremely painful like cramps and aches,
Yeah.
basically. Like imagine like your tissues are fusing like in places where it shouldn't be fusing. Like obviously it's gonna hurt. Like if you think about it.
But unfortunately, it's just usually brushed off as just normal menstrual pain. And pain shouldn't be brushed off in that way, even if it's deemed normal.
Normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your second case, nausea, shortness of breath, exhaustion, upper body discomfort. Is this just stress?
I don't think so, dude. I don't think it's just stress.
In women, it can actually be symptoms of a heart attack. So what happens when medical knowledge is built more around male symptom patterns? We wouldn't know about things like this.
Yeah, exactly.
And fact is, honestly, I didn't even know that.
yeah, and
What if I die tomorrow?
that's like that's scary that we don't know about ourselves, you know, which just like shows that how much that there's not enough research in like for about women in medical care and like just scientific research because like even if us women don't know what's going on in our bodies, how will like anybody else know?
Exactly, which brings us back to the point that it is systematic, right?
Yeah.
Why are women often expected to tolerate pain that would be considered concerning in other patients?
Yeah.
Next segment.
So adding on what we talked about earlier, that is why women are like not researched properly and like underdiagnosed, misdiagnosed.
Yo, yeah, okay.
You know?
I saw this one like FDA thing in 1977, clinical trial policy, okay? The US FDA issued guidance recommending that women of childbearing potential be excluded from early stage drug trials. So this policy was introduced largely because of concerns following drug tragedies, which caused
God.
severe birth defects. But then the problem was that now people are excluding women from large part of research, right?
This is so bad. Like
Exactly. So now this, as you said, is affecting us in terms of diagnosis. But other than
Yeah.
endometriosis, what else?
There's a lot of conditions that women go through. Like for example, like other than endometriosis, women also go through a condition that a lot of women go through a condition called PMOS. It was previously known as PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, but now it has been renamed, which is a win for us. That PMOS stands for polyendocrine metabolic endocrine syndrome.
Period.
Period. You know? Period.
Okay. And what is that?
So it's hormonal imbalance disorder where like you know how women have like a lot of hormones, right? In like because of the menstrual cycle, the ovary releases a lot of hormones. So in 1 in 8 women get affected by PMOS where their hormones just either don't release properly, don't release in time, or they release in very varying concentrations. So it kind of messes up our bodies,
Yeah.
you know. And that there is no exact treatment yet because of the lack of research. You know, like how sad it is.
And that's the same for endometriosis too, right?
Yeah.
Well, what are the symptoms for PMOS?
The symptoms are like it's usually characterized by irregular menstrual cycles, hyperandrogenism. Hyperandrogenism is when because of you know how there's female hormones and male hormones, and it also helps like grow different characteristics. So hyperandrogenism is when the male hormones are more in like women's bodies, and they end up developing like male-like symptoms. So like more hair, more muscle in places where muscle shouldn't be. So it kind of like it's very counteractive. It like affects women's bodies more.
And I want to talk about endometriosis, right?
Yes.
Because it's kind of similar to endometriosis, where it's the uterine lining, but it grows inside the muscular wall of the uterus.
It's the adenomyal lining.
Yeah, and it's extremely painful periods, heavy menstrual bleeding, pelvic pressure, chronic pain, right? But do you know why it's less known? Because actually, it received less public attention than endometriosis because historically it was often diagnosed only after a hysterectomy, limiting research and awareness.
Like, if you like, that's kind of sad if you think about it. That they can only diagnose a condition once the organ is actually out of your body.
Yeah, okay. And think about it, right? Things like this, if you complain about too much pain, about too much bleeding, they would historically just say it's hysteria and lobotomize you.
Yeah, and that's
So then how is research supposed to progress?
exactly how are we going to have progress in women's like research when these are the effects that we go through, like dismissal and
Yeah, and not to
just
mention
like mistreatment, you know?
yeah, and not to mention menopause-related health issues. Yeah.
Like talking on menopause is like there's two types of there's like various stages of menopause, but I'll discuss about peri and like just perimenopause and menopause. So perimenopause is a natural transitional phase before menopause. So it's like a step like between a stage between like normal menstrual cycles and menopause. So menopause occurs when there's no eggs for women, like for the ovaries to release, right? Perimenopause is the stage in between the releasing of eggs and the stopping of releasing of eggs. So for the body to cope, it will go through a lot of like changes, transitional stages. So like our hormones will like be messed up. One of the characteristics is very similar to the other diseases, where irregular periods, cramps, hot flashes, hot flashes and like night sweats,
Yeah.
UTIs. Like women who are going through perimenopause and menopause actually have a higher risk of getting UTIs. Like, and also like women who are going through perimenopause and menopause, they kind of tend to gain and lose weight like very drastically with like no exact cause. But the sad thing is, there's also, because of the underfunded research in these fields, there is no exact treatments other than like the management of symptoms, you know. So there is
Just
no
mitigation.
Yeah, but I think in recent times, like some progress has been made where like women who are going through perimenopause and menopause, they can get like hormone replacement therapy. So to like replace the hormones that are like not functioning as usual, which makes their symptoms better. But it's kind of sad that we don't actually get like enough treatment, and because of the lack of research, the underfunded research, there's a lot of stigma around perimenopause and menopause, and that also causes like women who are going through that stage in life to like having like very low like social support.
Yeah.
They tend to feel alone, they tend to feel depressed. Like why do they say that aging women are like always stressed and angry and like sad? Like maybe they don't have people to talk to, you know?
Yeah. And to quote a very highly esteemed and accredited elite scholar, Tupac,
Tupac.
since we all came from a woman, got our name from a woman, and our game from a woman, I wonder what we take from our woman.
Exactly.
So if even Tupac can can say this, why not we change our mindsets and attempt to change the system?
Yeah.
Right? Because
Like let's not normalize women going through it.
yeah, and why
When-
is awareness still so relatively low?
Yeah.
And why does lack of research really it's affecting all of us.
Yeah,
so why is
like-
the lack of research even still happening?
Exactly. Like I said earlier at the start of the pod, where like women make up like over half of our population, yet our care is so poor.
Exactly. And we make up more than half of the population and we are largely left out of medical research. So are we even surprised that so many women and other genders are so oh okay, let me start that again. If we make up half the population, right, and we are so largely left out of medical research, then are we really surprised that we remain poorly understood?
Yeah, like
It's not even surprising at this point when you look at the history, right?
yeah, and talking on that, like the effect is truly so like
I'm trying to cut it here, by the way, because
Oh,
we've
you're trying
been
to
talking
cut
for
it?
8
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah. Okay. So when people often think about the pink tax, they often think about women paying more for products. But in healthcare, it's actually measured in time, missed opportunities, emotional distress, and years spent searching for answers.
Yeah.
So really, it's not just money, is it?
It's not about the money. Like sometimes it can lead in like delayed diagnosis and like just women's quality of life being so bad.
Yeah, let's talk about like the lost work and educational opportunities, like, attending classes, sitting exams, maintaining attendance at work, participating in ECAs, pursuing career advancements even.
Yeah, and a lot of women go through like poor like workplace like dynamics, and like workplace accommodations are so poor because of the lack of research, like better to say, and like their relationships and their careers affected because of like how much pain they go through. Like
And often it'll be really hard to take leave, right?
yeah,
Because like saying like, oh, it's because like, I have endometriosis or because like I have my period cramps or whatever is usually not enough for leave.
yeah,
But the
that's-
fact is, you are in debilitating, like genuinely really bad pain.
pain, yeah, to the point that you can't do work. So what is the like sometimes if you think about it, what is the point of like going to work, going to school when you're in so much pain that you cannot be the best of yourself, best version of yourself? You cannot produce good quality like products, but like I think this system is just such that we can't take leave.
Yeah, and I think that's the point of this episode. It's not really for us to so much to like dive into the science of it. It's more so to make a statement and for you to think about it, right? To think about the women around you. Think about if you're a woman yourself. Think about how it's affecting you.
Yeah.
Awareness is where it starts. Education is where it starts.
Yeah, like we want women to relate, not us, just like the experiences that we are talking about in this episode.
Yeah, and this episode isn't just for women. It's
Yeah.
also for anyone else
anybody
to
else
just be
going through.
aware, you know? And to be aware that the most expensive part of healthcare is not about what's on the bill. It's actually about the years people lose just waiting to be believed, right?
It's the experiences that they go through, like when diagnoses are delayed, diagnoses are like when you're misdiagnosed, like your treatment is different, and sometimes people just spend like years and years and years in pain until they find the proper treatment, which
And the fact is, some people never get treatment.
exactly.
Okay.
So that's just like their quality of life is so affected to the point that like their entire life they are spending in pain and discomfort.
And this happens more often than you think. I mean, I can name at least like 10, 15 of my friends
Yeah.
alone that
Like-
are going through this.
Yeah.
So look out for the women around you, and if you're a woman
Yeah.
yourself, be aware
Take
of your
care
own
of
body.
your women, guys.
But you know, in recent days, do you think women's healthcare has improved?
Maybe a little, like when I talked about like the rebranding of
Yeah.
PCOS into PMOS, like that is one step closer to like improvement.
So
but
the movement is starting, right?
yeah,
But-
the movement is starting, but progress is slow.
yeah, and gaps still exist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I wanted to briefly mention, I don't know if you guys mentioned about autoimmune diseases, sometimes which are diagnosed
Yeah,
as
like
laziness.
a lot of women like who have like lupus and like migraines. Like migraines are technically considered a chronic illness.
Yo, I have chronic migraines.
So
Yeah.
yeah, see, so like
I'm just lazy and I'm just
yeah,
stressed. I even
so,
have
like, women who-
endometriosis.
Yeah, so
I'm
like
just
women
weak,
who are
guys.
working, like working women and like students, like
Yeah.
who are women who like have like lupus and like migraines and other like chronic conditions are labeled stress.
Yo,
Just like it's just your period. Do you have your period? Are you on your period? Like that's what we get labeled
Yeah.
as sometimes.
Yeah, and because doctors cannot really diagnose these diseases like firsthand, even parents, your family members don't believe these women.
Exactly. And okay, let me take you through a day if I got a migraine, okay? I have this thing where I go blind. Like I'll have spotting.
Oh, dude.
I'll have spotting and I can't see. I can't see anything. It feels like I'm on an acid trip and I just sit there like and imagine that night Dr. Fabian assigned like a 1,000-word essay.
Oh my
I-
god! Like how are you gonna get that done?
Exactly. But it's fine because Dr. Fabian's the GOAT.
Dr.
So we get
Fabian.
extensions all the time.
Yeah. Like
Oh yeah, did you guys hear about the Serena Williams postpartum emergency story?
Yo,
oh my god, my queen, my god.
actually, yeah.
Yeah.
My GOAT. What happened to her actually?
Um, it's about like she got symptoms of blood clot, and then like the medical staff told her that's just normal. And then,
Oh
yeah,
my
it's
god.
mostly about
Queen?
late diagnosis.
Oh,
Oh my
seriously?
God.
But then
Oh
in
my
the end,
God,
what
yeah,
was
when
what was the diagnosis? It was actually serious?
Yes, it was serious.
Oh my god. Even a celebrity?
Holy, when I looked it up, it says that she went through a pulmonary embolism and then it ended up like her C-section wound when she gave birth ruptured. Like she spent
My Serena Williams?
she spent 6 weeks of her first like after like delivering her baby in like the hospital because of the delay in care. Like, isn't that crazy?
Yo, can you imagine that genuinely? That this goes to show that it's not only happening to
Yeah.
the general public, it's happening to your favorites like Serena Williams also.
Yeah, like even imagine if people who are like, you know how famous people are like usually get better like care, better like quality of life. But
Exactly.
even
So
if
imagine
women who are
us.
famous, yeah, and like imagine like just the general population like us, like
Okay, and here I have more prominent women and celebrities who have also been diagnosed late, by the way. Bella Hadid, Halsey.
Dude!
I don't know how to say it. Okay, Daisy Ridley, Star Wars Queen. Hello. Okay,
This is
seriously.
ridiculous.
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton.
Yo, guys. Okay. Honestly, this just goes to show that if even, as Sahana said, if even these people can get misdiagnosed or underdiagnosed, late diagnosis, what about us?
What about us? Yeah.
So,
Take care of your women.
as Tupac said. So please take care out there and always look out for your women and let's fight harder for this,
Yeah.
right?
There must be some kind of progress, like
Yeah.
in the medical field and in research in women's bodies. So
And especially if
yeah.
you're part of, the science field, then this most definitely does concern you.
Yeah.
Okay? So the point that we're trying to make here is think and reflect and learn from it. Okay?
Yeah, because if you think about it, it's not only gonna benefit women, but just healthcare and like healthcare facilities, hospitals, they're gonna save billions and billions and like the how like if you think about it, right? Like treating the actual disease will cost less than managing the disease. So they're gonna save a lot.
Exactly. It's so systematically rooted that it could help
Yeah.
our economy. It could help our quality of life as a society, not only in Malaysia, but this is a global issue.
Yeah.
Okay? So let's wake up and think and let's do better for our women and
Let's
ourselves.
do better for our women.
Thank you for tuning in, guys, and
Thank
be sure to
you.
check our next episode out next month.
Yeah.